It's our big story this morning. Torrential rains affecting electricity supply in many parts of Nelson Mandela Bay in the Eastern Cape. In fact, Municipal spokesperson Sithembiso Soyaya says they've dispatched teams to the affected areas, but they may take time to reach them due to the inclement weather conditions that are persisting this morning. In areas like Motherwell in Gqeberha, residents are still trapped in their homes. Watching developments for us is SABC News reporter Lerato Fekisi, who joins us now live from Gqeberha. And Lerato, last time we spoke, it seemed the rain was picking up momentum. You've moved to a different location of the province. Let us in on where you are and what you're seeing there.
Very good afternoon to Ayanda. I'm now in Mission Vale still, where I wanted to show you earlier on, we showed you the houses that were submerged in water, but we're actually currently in a house that's in submerged in water. Behind me, Ayanda, is what was the residence here's daughter's house, where she stayed outside. And inside, Ayanda, I want to paint for you the reality of what people in Mission Vale have to go through every time there's water. Now I have to try and be careful so that I don't fall, but I want to walk inside and just show you just how badly damaged this specific house is. And the lady here has been trying to sweep what is literally a house submerged in water. I want to actually go to the kitchen because that's how bad the kitchen is. Quite bad. If you can just walk with us, Ayanda. We're inside one of the houses that's been damaged. They've been sweeping water here, Ayanda, since literally 2 a.m. this morning. I'm going to move out of shot and ask Gqeberha, and I speak to you through my visuals and ask Gqeberha just to show you this is actually her kitchen, Ayanda, and you see for yourself now that how bad this house is. And this lady is absolutely traumatized. This is what's left of her kitchen, all her stuff. Her kitchen, her stove, her microwave is now literally drenched in water since 2 a.m. this morning. This is what has been happening. And she's been trying tirelessly to take the water out, and it seems that obviously what she has been doing has been done in vain, because this is what's left of what was her kitchen. My darling, I saw you effortlessly trying your best to try to get the water out. You've been doing this by yourself to 2 a.m.
It's from last night, 12:30. It was disaster when my daughter is coming in, and she screamed, "Mama, Mama, come look here." She and a kid at the back, and she came to me. The water already been in from the salt pan till here at the back, and it was full water. When I see all the plugs, they pull out the fridge and the stove and microwaves, everything from all that water. I don't know. Really.
Mama, how long have you been living in this house, and have floods been?
12 years now, and nothing. It's the first time now. It's like this. It's the first time, and all the time it was raining, but not like this. It's the first time now.
Mom, we are seeing the damage now in your kitchen. Obviously, I saw also in your lounge, your furniture has been completely damaged.
Everything is broken. Everything is broke. There's nothing left. There's nothing left here. There's nothing left. There's no mattress. All my children's clothes, my IDs, my children's birth certificates, everything is underwater. I don't know what to do. We are in the church here. There's friends of us here that they help us here in the street, and they took us there by the church, and we are in the church now.
I heard earlier on, Moa, that crime here is quite bad. So perhaps the reason why you're trying to stay here as much as you can is because if you leave, Mama, your house, you may come back to an empty house.
I don't know. There's nothing. If we're staying, we're going to stay there. But no, there's nothing left here. I don't know what's going to happen now.
Mama, can you also show us maybe
in the rooms?
Yes. So this, what room was this here?
My kid's room. There's my kids' rooms, and there's nothing left. There's all the mattresses and blankets. Everything is wet. They clothes, they have nothing, and they pull out of the water out.
So as you can hear for yourself, I under absolute devastation. We're going to also just try to show you the bathroom and how bad the water has been here. Like I said, we arrived to this resident. The water came in here as early as 12 a.m. this morning. She has been trying by herself, Ayanda, with helps of locals to try to get the water out. But you can imagine for yourself how impossible that must be, where the water's flowing into your house at 12 a.m. in the morning, and you're trying to salvage all that you can. And as you can see in shot, her kitchen absolutely damaged. Nothing left in her kitchen, her stove, her microwave, her fridge. stage, everything literally drenched in water. She says that she is currently residing at a temporary shelter that has been given to them by the municipality, but you can also see there the bathroom, absolutely nothing left of that water flowed in here. And like I said, she's been trying to get all the water out, but her house is literally absolutely, like you said, it's nothing. The electricity has also been affected as well. So you can see for yourself, Ayanda, that beyond just us speaking about the effects of this flood, and yes, certain roads being closed, but it is the people that have to try pick up the pieces now after this. It's the residents, like the lady here who I'm speaking to, has now literally Sharon, who says that she has lost all hope because a home that she built for herself and her family 12 years later, and this is all she has left of it.
Goodness, real devastation there, Lerato, and anybody who's had to deal with the kind of flooding or something that resembles what we're seeing will know just how pervasive water can get. In other words, it's going to take some time before anybody can live there again, at least comfortably so.
It's going to take some time, in fact, actually years, Ayanda, before anyone can live here. I was going to just bring into conversation her husband, who was actually at the work at the time. Good afternoon. So I know that during the time it happened, you were at work. So to arrive to this, how does it make you feel? And also, what perhaps would you like to appeal to municipality to do for residents here? Perhaps move you from areas like these to areas where there's proper housing to prevent such things from happening?
Yeah, when I came from work, I was actually shocked because my whole house was it was full of water. But I would like to thank the Lord that no one is hurt. What they appeal to the municipality is they must do something about this, the dumping, because the dumping is the cause of this water. Because that all those holes there, the water are supposed to come through there, but because the people are just dumping in there, the water just blocked and now it overflowed to our side.
Well, that's just the husband of Gqeberha we were speaking to earlier on, saying that perhaps the reason why it is so bad in the area is because of the illegal dumping that takes place here, Ayanda, where people dump and then once the water comes, the sewage pipe bursts, causing more water to flood into the areas, and are really feeling hopeless, but also saying that they're grateful that no one was injured because they stay here with their daughter and their grandkids. But like you said, Ayanda, it's going to take years, months, and perhaps even years to try to rebuild the damage caused by this localized flooding.
Absolutely. Lerato Fekisi, live to us once again from Mission Vale in the Eastern Cape. For now, thanks very much indeed. We're going to continue telling the story. Let's bring in Mauro Ferreira with Gift of the Givers, who I imagine is also in a nearby community, if not the exact same area. Mario, thanks for your time and patience. We can see from visuals behind you where you're at that gushing down what seems to be some kind of road there. Perhaps let me leave it to you to tell us what it is exactly that's taking place there. What's your assessment of just how bad it's looking?
Hi, Ayanda. Hello, good morning. Yes, we're doing assessments all over at the moment. We've got a couple of teams running around. The accessibility, as you can see in the background there, the roads are blocked off. You can't get to all the places to do assessments. People are in relief centers. We're trying to take food to them, but even that is not at the moment accessible to get to them. So the danger at the moment, we keep on having to chase children out of the water here because they think it's playtime, but they don't realize the danger actually that lies behind this. There's quite a lot of houses, as you've just mentioned with the previous people, that's been damaged and underwater. Full assessment, full counts can't be given at this stage of people affected because the numbers keeps on rising. The same with the relief centers. The amount of relief centers all over are coming up, and we're trying to get to them all.
Yeah. What also, I suppose, makes things a bit complicated, Mauro, and you'll tell us, is just how quickly all of this happened. I mean, this time yesterday, the situation there was quite different.
Correct, yes. There was a warning put out for a level 6 rainstorm. At about 3:20 this morning, we received this call for urgent assistance by the Nelson Mandela Municipality. And we immediately dispatched the teams from all over. We've got teams coming in from Adelaide to assist with water tankers, because certain areas is without water. There's areas without electricity at the moment. We've got teams coming in from East London with truckloads of mattresses, blankets, and food supplies for the relief centres. We just came from Knysna this morning, attended job meetings just to get some briefings on exactly what the planning forward.
Yeah. At the height of the disaster, what we understand is that a lot of people were still asleep. And I suppose that means in many instances, those affected are left with the clothes on their back. They really couldn't have an opportunity to salvage much. What's your reading around what people need at the most at this moment?
Well, just before we get to what people need the most, there are still some people that is actually trapped at the moment. We've had a call this morning of 2 disabled people that was trapped in their house, and we just couldn't reach them. So that keeps on. It's constant that we need to assist the people. Get to them as far as assistance needed and so forth. We need some food supplies. We need blankets. It's very difficult at this stage exactly what is needed because of it being so early in the storm or in the disaster. It looks like a replay of the May floods that happened. I think there was probably more people aware of this one that's coming than what was in the May floods, but it's still devastating. A lot of people's been caught off guard because it's been overnight.
If you've just tuned in, apologies just for the orientation of our visuals there. Mario Ferreira is actually with Gift of the Givers, doubling up as a cameraman this morning as he tries to give us a sense of just how bad the situation is looking, specifically in Mission Vale in the Eastern Cape. And there we go, a much better orientation there, as we also take stock of the kind of relief that people need. Mario, don't worry, you're doing a great job, all things considered. So thanks very much indeed for helping us tell the story visually as we also listen to what you have to say. You've already answered this question, but it's worth asking explicitly. I mean, in many instances for people who are there, it feels like these storms are, quite unprecedented in some instances, but you've already mentioned to us that it's reminiscent of the kind of floods we've seen there before.
Yes, correct.
Sure. Take us through then what the next couple of hours look like, at least insofar as you're concerned, especially because the South African Weather Service, as I already mentioned, is predicting more heavy downpours for much of the morning.
Yeah, we are preparing very much, obviously, for this to extend. We expecting more rain coming. The predictions are so. We've got our mobile soup kitchens in association with ShopRite that's basically out on the ground already feeding people. We've got about 5,000 meals that we're preparing today for hot meals that we will deliver to the relief centres. And then we're trying to establish food kitchens at that relief centres and take them some dry supplies. We are setting up a storage facility where supplies will be coming in and dispatched from as a central point between Kariega and Port Elizabeth. So there's job meetings getting held almost every 5 hours at this stage, just to update on situations, because it keeps on changing. The teams are on the ground. They, as we go, and the year of needs, we've got calls coming through on a constant basis. We just dispatch people out to that areas as quickly as possible to assist wherever we can.
No, fair enough. Of course, a lot of the focus is around giving relief to people, to human beings who are affected by this. But in some of the visuals that we've seen, at least from the early hours of this morning, Mario, we've seen a number of pets actually being stranded as well. How much of that kind of help is extended to animals, which I imagine many people there would also want to keep safe.
Absolutely, yes. Animals is a big part of the relief. Some people bring their animals to the relief center. We supply some dog and cat food wherever we can. The assistance in areas, you see the stranded dogs alongside the rivers, or sometimes on islands within the river, totally distraught. And we've taken out some dogs already this morning, just to assist them over river crossings and so. But we are there to assist animals. Last time in May, we had some horses, we had some cattle, we had, to say at this stage, we don't know, but we're preparing for it all.
All right, fair enough. Mauro Ferreira, thank you so much for speaking to us. Really not an easy story to tell, but we know Gift of the Giver is typically able to certainly rise to the challenge. Mauro Ferreira with the Gift of the Giver speaking to us there from an area called Missionvale in the Eastern Cape. It's among the hardest hit as much of the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro deals with the effects of torrential rains and heavy downpours over the past couple of hours. At the height of it, the downpours were lashing through parts of that area at midnight, we're told, with more heavy rain predicted for much of the day ahead. It's a story we'll certainly keep watching for you throughout the course of the day. More of the day's leading stories for you in a moment.